We have two functions on the board, the f of x and the g of x. And the question demands that we solve for f inverse of g. F inverse of g. So the first thing we want to do is to solve the f inverse. So we have f of x equals x over 1 plus x. Now let's solve the inverse of this function. So we first say let y be equals x over 1 plus x. Now let us make x the subject of the formula in this equation. That is all you need to do to solve the inverse function. So we have to cross multiply. Y will multiply the denominator. We have y into 1 plus x equals x. Expand this bracket. Y times 1 will give us y. Y times x will give us yx equals x. So the next thing we want to do is to collect like terms in terms of x. All right. So let the x come together. So I'll take this y plus x to the right hand side. I mean yx. So we have y equals x minus yx. All right. Now factorize in terms of x. X is common here and here. I'll have y equals x into 1 minus y. I have factorized the value of x here. So next, let's divide the both sides by the bracket so that x will stay alone. Remember that I said if you are able to make x the subject, you solve for the inverse function. So we now have 1 minus y here, 1 minus y. This cancels this. So x is equal to y over 1 minus y. Now recall that at a point you said let the function be equal to y. So bring back the function of x, but this time around the inverse of the function of x. So once we are done making x the subject of the formula, bring back the inverse function of x equals what you got here, but you are substituting x. Anywhere you see y, put x. So here is x, here is x. So we now have x over 1 minus x. So this is the inverse of this function. All right. The question we want to solve says find the f inverse of g. So f inverse of g becomes substituting the value of g into the inverse function of x. So I'll use this guy and substitute for x in this place. So anywhere you have x, put 1 over x. So for the numerator, I have 1 over x over 1 minus, for this x, put the same thing, 1 over x. Then let's simplify. X times 1 will give me x. So we have 1 over x minus 1 over x, solving the LCM of this denominator alone. Now, because this x and this x are the same, all right, and they are denominators, this x is denominator to 1, this x is denominator to this one. Cancel out the both of them. So we now have 1 over x minus 1. So f inverse of g is this. I hope you learned something new. Thanks for watching. See you some other time. Bye.